Hey everyone, it's Sarada and I scribble, but not today because I'm going to be showing you my last sketchbook, and after that we go into the binders. It's another one of these purple, very cheap binders. This one is falling apart at the seams. We have a year-ish up here. God damn it. We have the year up here, and it says 2007, 2008. And that so let's go. This was the first drawing I did of Kazu. Well, among the first drawings I did of Kazu, anyway. More Kazu. Oh, look at that, I actually signed it, and it says 2007, so I guess that's why I knew. I think I colored this one. Notes for dress-up games. Interesting. More notes. This was actually a Several Sins one, again. If you remember, there was one in the previous Sketchbook Tour I did. More notes. This is a project I still want to do. I was going to label it The Shape of Your Heart. I think there's a drawing here somewhere where I can elaborate on that. Here we have some Ice Shield 21 doodles. I really like that series. It sucks that the anime was so low budget, but the manga was super great, and I just really liked the relationship between Mamori and Hirumo. I know I wrote yuck into this next to this one, but I actually think it looks pretty okay now. More drawings that I turned in. This one turned into a real drawing, but it does not look like that anymore. Here we have one quite large drawing actually of Tsukino. I used some color pencil. And this one I actually colored in open canvas. It was really interesting. Then we have another one of Sigma. The same deal. I was trying to draw bigger, and this one I had a post reference to, which is why like the anatomy looks pretty okay. I mentioned the Sonic Ravers in my previous video. And these were some trades or requests I did. I can't remember which. But yeah, it was like other people's characters in the Sonic Ravers concept. Here we go. This was the idea. Shape of Your Heart project concept. That it's a thing I think about still because I like it. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to draw pictures of all my Bokura no Monogatari characters and then put a tattoo on, or a carving rather, I think this is going to be, on their chest over their heart, and then have it be in the shape of a thing that would represent them in a way. So I drew a crown on Yoda here because he sort of treats himself like royalty. He assumes he's royalty. Notes for reference sheets. I have a lot of tall drawings in this one. This is my character Rayleigh in her alternate design. I had a contest where I asked people to make a new design for Rayleigh that I could use on and off, and I really liked this one. It was super colorful. And I do believe this was part of a contest prize for said contest, I think. I've actually been pretty good about at least putting year on these drawings. Yeah, contest prize, that was probably what I was working on. I think the previous one was that as well. The outfit for this one was inspired by, the series has a really long name, Haruka Naru no Toki no Nakade. And it was basically a reverse harem series with a girl that traveled back in time, and it was a bunch of pretty men wearing a bead of some kind, and she was supposed to be not a goddess, but like a priestess or whatever. But they had really nice looking outfits, all of them, and I really liked the outfit the main character was wearing, the girl, so I tried to make a design based on that. Oh, song doodles! But yeah, I would put on a song and then I would quickly doodle something out. Open Up Your Mind is from, these are all anime by the way, so Open Up Your Mind, that one is Sayuki, and Omokage is Shaman King. Alone, I'm not quite sure. Might be Bleach, and Makasete Splash Star was Pretty Cure Splash Star theme song, so yeah. random practice doodles. Here you can see what I do when I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I think I have more of these, so I'm just gonna flip. Yeah, Tsukino, Maira. Those were for a dress-up game, just bases that I could draw onto. And this was just a tiny attempt at starting a doodle of a art trade or request. Yeah, here was the second attempt that ended better. Drawing of other characters or other people's characters. I did a lot of art trades and requests back then. I just found it really fun to draw other people's characters. This drawing is hard to explain, but basically it's a two-part drawing. This was in the back. Let's say this is the drawing, this was in the back, and then this side profile was blown up and put like in front on this side. I think it was either that. You'll see it, the piece is finished, so it will be linked down below. Yeah, but this is... I don't think I've introduced her yet. This is Kuro. Namida ga Kuro. I love punny names. She is a character that is part of a story / a character set that I designed together with my BFF. So there are 2 more characters in this set, and those were designed by him. And these started out as Sonic characters, and then they went human, and then I made them animals again, or anthro characters again, and they're sort of both, they're mostly human now. I indulge in this kind of stuff sometimes because I really like drawing anthro characters. Some of my first attempts at designing up the Shura uniform, the school uniform for my Bokura no Monogatari characters, you can see the difference in how well I draw girls versus how well I draw boys, because look at what is going on with the hips and the I don't know why I had such trouble drawing men. Stars shining out. This here is a drawing inspired by music. It's Stars Shining Out by Olivia Lifkin, and it's my character Mayura. Her legs are incredibly long. I had trouble with torsos, like making them appropriate length. But I think that's her waist, and then I curved it so like her legs do end over here somewhere, but yeah. Wow, this is really early because they still only she had 3 toes. I wonder when I changed that design, because I know I did at some point give them 4 toes instead, and then their feet looked more human. I did the 100 theme challenge for a while. I think I finished like 60 pieces or something, so I'm really proud of that. But this was one of the pieces. Theme was sun, so I drew Tsubasa, like a reverse Tsubasa. He's a good boy, but he's a bad boy. So he was all bruised up and mean looking, and had a tattoo of a moon and a flower because, oh my god, cliche. Yeah, I did a similar one at Tsukino. Another Olivia inspired art piece. This is Ballerina, one of my favorite songs by her. It's super cute, but I drew Sigma. She's a bit of an athlete. I can't remember if I had a pose reference for this. I feel like I did, because the pose actually looks pretty good. I was heavily inspired by music at this point. I'm gonna have to show you 2 pages, but it's this drawing and this drawing that are together in one piece. And the piece is Freedom Fighters. It's inspired by the song with the same name by Miyavi. A little tiny bust of Tsukino. This is Tsubasa and his family. I drew this as a Valentine's Day picture. I've never been good at doing like seasonal pictures. So it's dad and mom and tiny Tsubasa. This was my first drawings of, at the time, Tsukino Tsubasa's only child. And this is Himawari. Here is a better. This one is finished. She's a cutie. This was for either a gift or a trade. Here they are! Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we have, I think, yeah, these are from my Love Babies project, and I do mention that in the next video as well, if you're watching the playlist, that is. Otherwise, it's the previous one. But I did a series of drawings where I combined a bunch of my Bokuran no Monogatari characters and made kids, and some of them are official, real love babies, and others are made from crack pairings. So I'm gonna zoom in a little here. But we have Lambda, who is daughter of Sigma and Epsilon, so she's official. And then I did a crack baby here, which is Taehyun, and he is Tsukino Yoru's son, so he's not real. And then there is Tsukasa, who is Mayuran Hatsuharu's kid, and he's a real love baby. And I actually did my very first drawing of Hatsuharu down here. And then on this page, her you should recognize, that's Himawari, she's real. And then there's Hibiki, who is son for Tsukino and Mayura. And then there is Tsubame, who is a daughter for Yoru and Kazu. Oh, I've got more. I was having really fun with this. And then there is Mafuyu, that is Mayura and Yoru. Iwao, who is Tsubasa Sigma. I actually like him. He is really cute. I think that's why I secretly shipped Tsubasa Sigma. Like, if it wasn't Tsubasa and Tsukino and Epsilon and Sigma, it would be Tsubasa and Sigma. And then over here we have Kotone, and that's Tsubasa and Epsilon. But yeah, that was my Love Baby project, and it was really fun to do. Here we have beginnings of a reference sheet to an old Sonic character that I made into an Anthro character. Here we have Sigma. I've always really liked the way I shaded her chest and just the shape of it looked good. It looked really good. These drawings are based on one of the many stories I've written about my Bokuran no Monogatari characters, and they're all from the same one. I think this tiny doodle here was an attempt at like another design for Himawari. Tattoo design. I wanted to do stuff that represents me. So like, I'm born in the year of the snake, my star sign, my zodiac is Gemini. And then my element, I'm not sure based on what, but it was air, so I wanted to draw. It's not a tattoo I'm gonna get, but I just liked doing something, a concept like that. Speaking of tattoos, I'm gonna get this as a concept I'm trying out, just to get a feel for it. My grandpa had these dots on his hand. They're like, in Sweden, they represent free spirit, being free-spirited. So I want to get those 3 dots and then write 05.26 below, because we actually shared a birthday. So we're both born on the 26th of May, and I think that's amazing. He's passed away now, but so yeah, sometime in the future, this will be a tattoo on my body. This was just the first base of drawing. I finished it in the computer. Oh no. I actually think that was the last picture. But yeah, that was the last drawing actually. Oh no, wait. On the previous page there was this, which was just the basis for oh dear god, a dress-up game. I really have to go now. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a comment or a like or whatever you feel. Support me if that is what you want to do. It really helps a lot. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon again. Bye!